What is up, everybody? It's Jackson here with Ivy League Auto. Thank you for clicking on this video. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to be going through the different trim levels and options on the 2021 Mazda 3 Hatchback. This is one of my personal favorite vehicles in the compact car segment. Really just feels a cut above the rest in terms of fit and finish, quality, craftsmanship. It feels like a truly premium automobile in a segment that is sometimes not so premium. So we are going to get right into the different trims that are offered here. You've got your 2.5S hatchback, you've got your Select, you got your Preferred, and you got your Premium. So if you're familiar with the way Mazda used to name their different trims, or some of their other models, you've got Sport as kind of the base model, then Touring, then Grand Touring is kind of your top of the line, fully loaded model. They have changed that with the new Mazda 3. So Select, Preferred, Premium is kind of the hierarchy of the trim levels there. So you can see here, you got your S hatchback is kind of your base model. They're all going to come with that 2.5 liter 4-cylinder Skyactiv G, tried and true engine for Mazda. You can see the fuel economy numbers right here, 29 mpg combined highway city driving. So some of the differences here for the different trim levels. The nice thing, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay offered across the board, whether you're getting the base model hatchback or you're getting the premium hatchback, you're going to get Android Auto, Apple CarPlay integration. In my opinion, a super big feature for cars. It's going to allow you to project your phone onto the screen. If you are cross-shopping this with the Mazda 3 sedan, I believe the very base model Mazda 3 sedan does not come with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, but once you get to kind of that Select trim and up, you're not going to have to worry about it. Audio system, this is another thing I think that's super important. On your base, your Select, your Preferred, you're going to have kind of the standard 8-speaker audio system. On the premium trim, though, you're going to upgrade to that Bose 12-speaker premium audio system. A lot of engineering, a lot of time went into, really everything on the car, but especially this audio system. They moved the speakers from the door to the passenger and driver footwell. It helps with the sound quality of the stereo, and it helps with the actual noise levels in the car when you're driving on the road. It cuts down on some of that road noise. It helps with some of the structural integrity of the car because they moved that speaker out of the door where typically you got a big hole cut in the door to accommodate that speaker. Now you don't have to have that. It's moved elsewhere in the car. Radar cruise control will stop and go. Awesome feature to have if you live in a city or place with a lot of traffic and you want to cut down on some of that driving fatigue. Really nice to have that stop and go, and you can see Mazda offers that across the board on the Mazda 3 hatchback. Blind spot monitoring with rear cross traffic alert. Again, super helpful and important safety feature offered on the Select and up. So you can see even they're not really skimping on features. Even on the the Select model, you're still going to get a lot of that safety tech, which I think is really important. Paddle shifters, if that's something that's important to you, that's only available on the premium. That's with the automatic transmission, obviously. So now moving down to lighting, and this is going to be kind of a theme you're going to see throughout with the premium trim. So you can see LED combination taillights, really all LED lighting, which is super nice, makes it look a lot more upscale versus competitors that may be using halogen lighting or anything like that. So you've got signature LED combination taillights instead of just LED combination taillights. Now I know that sounds like fancy branding, but it is going to be a slightly different taillight design. Really just something that sets the premium model apart. Helps kind of if you're saying, okay, I'm really between the Preferred and the Premium. What is the justification for this $2,500 price difference? Well, that's where you kind of look at it and you say, this one just looks a lot better. The premium one just looks a lot better. It sounds kind of arbitrary, maybe to a lot of car buyers. To me, I think that's something where, it's just attention to detail. It's something that you really look at. So you're looking at the signature LED headlights and signature LED combination taillights. It looks just a little bit different than the other models. Looks just a little bit nicer than the other models, or trim levels, excuse me. So in my opinion, something to think about. You can see here memory positioning on the side mirrors with the preferred and premium. Power sliding moonroof. So if a sunroof's important to you, you're going to be looking at the preferred or the premium trim. Here is another difference. And again, this comes down to aesthetics over anything else, right? So I mean, obviously 16-inch alloy wheels. The nice thing, even on the base model, what a lot of manufacturers do in this segment with the very base model cars, they're going to put steel wheels with plastic wheel covers. They look super cheap. Mazda actually gives you alloy wheels on the base model, which I think is really nice and makes the car look a lot more upscale. But again, this is aesthetics. So Select and Preferred trim, 18-inch aluminum alloy wheels. Premium trim adds the 18-inch aluminum alloy wheels in black finish. Again, same thing we're talking about, the signature LED headlights, taillights. It's just something that sets that top level trim apart from the others. Headed down to exterior colors. Here's kind of another example of this. This new polymetal gray color that came out in 2019 that is only available on the premium trim. If you've seen any sort of press photos or if you've seen reviews of this car, you've probably seen this color. In my opinion, it's a super cool looking color. I think it's unique and it really makes the car stand out, especially with the new styling that they have that's unique compared to other cars, and then you add this unique color in it. It just really makes this car pop. And another thing to think about when you're looking at some of these different options, so this Soul Red Crystal Metallic available on Select, Preferred, Premium. The Machine Gray Metallic available on Select, Preferred, Premium. But when you look at these specialized colors that are only available on certain trim levels, these are things where, you know, you may say, okay, well, is it worth paying an extra $2,500 MSRP? Is it worth, you know, a little higher payment to get the color that I want? And I've compromised on cars that I bought before, and sometimes I end up regretting it afterwards, right? So what's an extra, few dollars on your payment? That being said, if you can only afford the cheaper models, is the color something you should really worry that much about? Probably not. But another thing to think about, resale can sometimes be a lot better on cars with unique options or special trim packages or things like that. Things where your car is unique and there's not a lot of them that look like that makes them more desirable on the used car market as well. So if this is something, you're somebody that maybe gets a new car every 2 or 3 years and you're going to resell, or maybe you're looking at a lease, right? And you want, a better residual value on your lease. A lot of times these special color options are going to contribute to that. And that's kind of something, this premium trim, yeah, it's more expensive out of the gate, but is it going to be something that's going to hold its value and be a nicer looking car and a more desirable car down the road when you go to sell? And that's something that contributes to cost of ownership as well as just the overall cost of the car. So again, I think it's a super cool color, and it's something that you can probably justify if you're trying to justify a little bit extra money. Maybe look at think about some resale values and things like that. Comfort and convenience. Again, paddle shifters, this is something that just stands out to me when I look at this. Paddle shifters come with the premium. I don't think that's a super important thing. Some of you may think it's important, but it's only available on the premium trim. All of them have that electronic parking brake. That's super nice. Let's see what else we have here. Advanced keyless entry system, that's available across the board. So glad they added that. That's, you don't have to take the key out of your pocket to lock and unlock the door. Super convenient. I can't even imagine owning a car without that at this point. It's such a nice feature to have. Dual zone automatic climate control. That base model doesn't have the dual zone climate, especially if you're driving around with 2 people in the car. You're going to want that dual zone automatic climate. I know, I'll be sweating, my wife will be freezing, and she'll have hers set to 70. I'll have mine set to 65 or something. Really important to have if it's something you're going to be driving with you know, more than one person, you're going to want the dual zone automatic climate. Power windows with one touch up down feature, super nice. You know, looking through this, I'm really just amazed at the amount of equipment and options that Mazda includes, even with that Select trim. If you're looking for, you know, value proposition, it's not like you're gonna get a bad car if you get the Select trim. You're getting a lot of really good stuff. You're still getting the Apple CarPlay. You know, you're still getting the 18-inch wheels. You still have a pretty good color selection there. You still have the keyless entry system. So you can see here, I mean, still a lot of features. Regardless of trim level, they're offering you a lot here. Now, storage. This is something I thought was funny. Only the preferred and premium trims are going to offer that overhead console with the sunglasses holder. I don't know why that's such a specific option, but if you need a sunglass holder, you're looking at preferred or premium trim. All right, this is where it gets kind of important, and I do have some opinions here. So seating and trim. Very base model 2.5S, you're going to have the cloth seats. Now you step up to Select and Preferred, you're going to have leatherette seats, which is kind of a, if you're not familiar with it, synthetic leather material. It kind of looks and feels kind of like leather, but it's not. Still going to be pretty nice quality. You're probably not going to, I mean, unless you're super picky about that, you may not be that concerned about it being leatherette versus real leather. But again, something to think about. And this is something too, if you're looking at this and seeing this as a cheap car or something like that, you know, a lot of premium manufacturers, even think like BMW, Audi, on their lower trim levels, they're going to use a leatherette or a vinyl or something like that that's not real leather on kind of the lower trims, and then the higher trims get the, or, you know, maybe certain option packages will give the real genuine leather. So Mazda offers that real genuine leather on that premium trim, and you're going to see there's kind of some different options for colors as well with that. Again, leather wrapped steering wheel sounds kind of silly, but that's something that I think is super important. Otherwise, you get kind of that rubberized steering wheel, which just feels not great to me. I'd prefer to have the leather wrapped, which is nice. Again, you get that starting at the Select trim. You get the leather wrapped steering wheel. Great. If you want heated seats, that's going to be preferred and premium package. That is not offered on the Select package. Audio and infotainment. Again, we go back to that Bose 12-speaker audio with the premium, but you can see across the board you got Bluetooth audio, you've got CarPlay, you've got Android Auto, you've got 2 USB audio inputs. The premium, and this is kind of a aesthetic piece, but you get an aluminum speaker grill, just makes the interior look a little more upscale, and then you get the XM satellite radio. So if satellite radio is important to you, you got to go premium. Doesn't look like that's offered on the Select or Preferred. Infotainment system, across the board, you're going to get that 8.8-inch full color center display, which just looks great, makes it look super upscale, super nice looking display. All come with the Mazda connected services, just kind of a telematics service, which allows you to access certain components of your car from an app on your phone, essentially. And then that navigation system, because it has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, most people are probably not going to use this navigation system. It's probably not super important, but if you are someone that likes to use the embedded nav system in your phone over like Google Maps or Waze or something on your smartphone, that navigation system is probably going to be something that you're going to want to look at. Across the board, you've got the 7-inch LCD digital cluster, which is super nice. I mean, that's kind of the expectation for new cars, right? Having those digital gauge clusters. And then you've got the heads-up display. They call it windshield projected full-color active driving display. It's essentially a heads-up display that's projected onto the windshield, so that you don't have to look down at your speedometer when you're driving. You're going to have the speed kind of projected up there. And then also traffic sign recognition, which is kind of cool. It'll tell you you know, speed limits, things like that. So we're getting to some really nice features that are added here with the premium trim. Here, as I mentioned, we're talking about interior colors now. So you can see black cloth, that's your only option on that 2.5S model. Black leatherette, that's your only option on the Select model. When you get up to preferred, you've got the option of the black, or what they call a grayish, which I'm guessing is gray and beige. So kind of you either have the dark interior or the lighter interior. But this is the one that I think is the good option right here. So as we talked about, premium trim comes with that real leather. So you got either black leather or red leather. The cool thing in the Mazda 3, whatever finish, whatever material you get on the interior is actually going to be on the door cards as well as on the dashboard with kind of some genuine stitching. It looks super upscale. So if you're getting that red leather, not only are you going to have the red leather seats, you're going to have the red leather on the dash, you're going to have the red leather on the doors. It looks amazing. It looks very cool. And it's one of those things, again, we talk about resale or we talk about exclusivity of the cars. It's something that may make the car worth more money down the road. So yeah, you're paying a little bit more for the premium trim, but the car's also going to be worth more down the road. So it's something that you kind of weigh. Obviously, you don't buy a car 100% for how much you can sell it for later. But if you want that polymetal gray metallic, you want the red leather, which I think is a super amazing looking color combination on these cars with the polymetal gray and the red leather, you can kind of justify it. You say, yeah, maybe I'm spending a little bit more up front, but maybe I can sell it for a little more when I trade it in. All right, engine and mechanical. Again, same engine across the board, that 186 horsepower, 186 foot-pounds of torque. General consensus on these is it's ample power. It's not going to feel fast necessarily, but it's enough power for the car that it is and the segment that it is. Again, all-wheel drive, Select trim and up, automatic transmission across the board, that 6-speed electronically controlled sport automatic transmission. Kind of some tech specs here. And yeah, so that kind of sums up. Another interesting thing to think about, your fuel capacity is actually going to be lower in the all-wheel drive. I'm guessing they just had to make the fuel tank a little bit smaller to accommodate some of the mechanics that are associated with the all-wheel drive system in the rear of the car there. So yeah, that pretty much sums up our 2021 Mazda 3 hatchback, the non-turbo models. Hopefully that kind of helps out. When you're going to the dealership, you know what you're looking for. You know what features are on what trim. Gives you a really good starting point. So instead of just walking in, hey, I like the Mazda 3 hatchback, and then trying to narrow it down based on Select, Preferred, Premium, now you kind of have an idea, okay, these are the features that come with a certain price points, and this is what I'm looking for. So now, what I know the enthusiasts have been waiting for here. For 2021, we get a turbo engine in the Mazda 3. The 2.5 turbo that is from the CX-9, from the CX-5 Signature, from the Mazda 6 Signature. Absolutely amazing engine. You get that. It's a 2.5 Skyactiv G turbo, 250 horsepower. I believe it does take premium fuel, so that may be a problem for some of you. I think you can put regular unleaded in it, but you might get a little bit less power numbers. It's rated for a little bit lower power if you put the standard octane fuel in there. So you can see the price point is significantly higher for the turbo models than for the non-turbo models. And obviously, better engine technology, faster car, more power, you're going to pay a little bit more. So even the base turbo, you're paying about $3,000 more MSRP than the premium non-turbo model. It does affect MPGs, although not really as much as I would think that it would. You're still getting 26 MPGs combined for the all-wheel drive, so that's compared to 27 for the non-turbo. So I think the extra power might be justified for the extra power there. So let's kind of compare the 2.5 turbo versus the 2.5 turbo premium plus here. So that 2.5 turbo is still going to come pretty well equipped, even though it's not the premium plus. But you're still going to have stop and go radar cruise. You're still going to have blind spot monitoring, paddle shifters. These all come with the signature headlights. So you can tell the turbo model is designed to be a little bit more upmarket. Even the base turbo model is designed to be a little more upmarket even than the premium, with just the 2.5 naturally aspirated. So this is kind of cool. The Premium Plus adds even more of that special stuff on the outside. You got a black aero rear roof spoiler, black front air dam, front air guides. So kind of the little body kit type stuff. You can barely tell in this picture here, but you can just see that front lip's a little bit lower. It's got a little more aggressive of a spoiler, some stuff on the sides there. So really cool looking car. Again, 18-inch aluminum alloy wheels and black finish. Scroll down here, same colors are available. So again, you've got that polymetal gray metallic available in both the turbo trims there. Nothing really crazy. Paddle shifters, of course, offered for both. It would appear that the manual is not offered with the turbo, which may upset some enthusiasts, especially those that were kind of expecting the Mazda Speed 3 replacement. Looks like this is not really the mark that they're aiming for with this car. Seating and trim, again, so this is where that base turbo leatherette trim seats, that Turbo Premium Plus, the real leather. Heated front seats, heated steering wheel. They're both going to come with that Bose 12-speaker audio system. So honestly, still super well-equipped car. Still going to come with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. Still going to come with that 8.8-inch full-color center display. All your telematics. Still going to come with that digital gauge cluster. Premium Plus is going to come with that traffic sign recognition. Again, that red leather is only an option in the premium, the Turbo Premium. I'm a sucker for the red leather. I love that. And here's kind of what I was getting at with the octane rating. So you can see horsepower with 87 octane rating, 227 horsepower. Now with a 93 octanes rated at 250 horsepower. But this is the crazy one right here. Look at this torque number. Even with 87 octane, you got 310 pound-feet of torque. And with 93 octane, 320 pound-feet of torque. Keep in mind, this is the same engine they put in the CX-9, which is a 3-row crossover, really big car. And they put this in the Mazda3 Hatchback, which is a significantly smaller car. But you got to imagine this thing moves for sure. Again, you can put regular unleaded in there, but with premium you get a little higher performance there. G-vectoring control. Oh, these come standard with iActive all-wheel drive. So it looks like you cannot get a front-wheel drive turbo model. You're going to get the iActive all-wheel drive standard. And that might explain some of the price difference there. Since these start at $27, that's not including all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive is optional. So since these include all-wheel drive, that might justify some of that price difference there. In addition to the turbo engine. And there's just kind of some tech specs there. Yeah, so summary. If I were to make a personal recommendation, if you're really comparing between all of these different models, I think the first question you got to ask yourself, do you need the turbo engine? Well, more like, do you want the turbo engine? Do you want that increased performance, that increased power? And are you able and willing to pay a little extra for it? If you are, then you're choosing between the turbo and the Turbo Premium Plus. Again, big differences there are going to be the leather seating. Again, remember the red leather is only available in that Premium or the Premium Plus. Outside of that, even the 2.5 turbo, the base one's pretty well equipped. I don't think anyone's going to be, upset with that 2.5 turbo model. And the Premium Plus just adds some more of the kind of that aero kit, that's just a top of the line, super slick car. So if you can afford it, I think why not, right? Now, if you're someone that's not really concerned with the turbo models, you're just kind of looking for a really good daily driver car, you know, something that's going to be really comfortable for your commute. Maybe you spend a lot of time on the road, or you just want a nice car to drive around. I think the preferred is going to be the sweet spot for most people. The reason I say that, so obviously all of them have, you know, pretty well equipped, but that preferred option adds the heated seats, it adds the sunroof, it adds let's see here, yeah, heated seats, leatherette trimmed seats. So this is going to be pretty much what most people are going to be looking for. I think that preferred hits the sweet spot of, again, look at that price, right? $25,350 is the starting price, comes pretty well equipped. And then I think if you're somebody that's looking for just the absolute most equipped, you know, Mazda 3 that you can get, obviously you're looking at the premium. For my money, I would probably go for the premium just because I love the red leather. I love the polymetal gray metallic. So I'd be looking at either the premium or one of the turbo models. But I think for most people, you're going to find the sweet spot with that preferred model, either the Select or the preferred model, you know, figuring out if the heated seats and the sunroof are really important to you. So that is the overview of the different trim levels and different options that are available for the 2021 Mazda 3 hatchback. I hope this video helped you out in your car buying search, or quelled some curiosity you had about these models. Again, I'm a super big fan of this car. It's definitely on my shopping list for one of my next cars. So if you liked the video, if it helped you out, I'd appreciate a like. You know, subscribe to my channel, the usual YouTube jargon there, right? Everything helps. But sincerely, thank you for watching my video. I hope it was helpful. Take care, guys.